Ifeoma always felt overshadowed by her sister Amaka. Her envy grew daily, leading her to plot against Amaka. The betrayal that followed would change their family forever. It was a sunny afternoon in the village of Umuofia. The air was filled with laughter and the smell of delicious food as the family gathered together for a celebration. Mama Jaja, the wise grandmother, sat in her favorite chair, watching her grandchildren with a smile. Amaka, the beloved and successful sister, was the center of attention. Everyone praised her for achievements and kindness. She was beautiful, smart, and always seemed to do everything right. Ifeoma, her younger sister, watched from the sidelines, feeling a pang of envy in her heart. Ifeoma felt invisible next to Amaka. She believed that no matter what she did, it was never good enough. The more everyone adored Amaka, the more resentment Ifeoma felt. She wanted to be noticed and appreciated too, but instead, she felt overshadowed. Mama Jaja, with her sharp eyes and deep wisdom, noticed Ifeoma's sadness. She knew that something was troubling her granddaughter, but she decided to wait for the right moment to speak with her. The family gathering continued, filled with joy and music, but beneath the surface, Ifeoma's envy simmered, waiting to erupt. Ifeoma's resentment towards Amaka grew stronger with each passing day. She watched as Amaka continued to excel in everything she did, whether it was at school, work, or even in the community. Amaka always seemed to shine. Ifeoma felt like she was living in her sister's shadow, and it hurt deeply. One evening, Ifeoma sat in her room staring at a photo of Amaka receiving an award. She clenched her fists, feeling a surge of anger. Why is she always the best? Ifeoma muttered to herself. Why can't anyone see me for who I am? Ifeoma began to plot ways to undermine Amaka. She started with small acts of sabotage. She would misplace Amaka's important documents or ruin her clothes. But these actions didn't satisfy her. She wanted something bigger, something that would truly bring Amaka down. Amaka, unaware of her sister's growing resentment, continued to be kind and supportive towards Ifeoma. She often invited Ifeoma to join her in activities and shared her successes with her. But to Ifeoma, these gestures felt patronizing and only fueled her envy. One day, Ifeoma overheard a conversation between Amaka and Mama Jaja. They were discussing an upcoming event where Amaka was set to receive a prestigious award. This was the opportunity Ifeoma had been waiting for. She decided to hatch a plan that would ruin Amaka's moment of glory. Ifeoma began to spread rumors about Amaka. She whispered to her cousins and friends, telling them that Amaka had cheated her way to success. She claimed that Amaka was not as perfect as everyone thought and that she had been using unfair means to achieve her goals. The rumors spread quickly, and soon the entire village was buzzing with gossip about Amaka. People began to look at her with suspicion, and some even started to avoid her. Amaka was confused and hurt by the sudden change in people's behavior towards her. Mama Jaja noticed the shift in the family dynamics and decided to have a conversation with Ifeoma. "My dear, I can see that you are troubled," she said gently. "What is bothering you?" Ifeoma hesitated, then burst into tears. "I'm tired of being invisible, Mama Jaja. Everyone loves Amaka, and no one cares about me. I just want to be seen and appreciated." Mama Jaja sighed and took Ifeoma's hands in hers. Envy is a dangerous thing, Ifeoma. It can destroy relationships and hurt the people we love. You must find a way to let go of this bitterness before it consumes you. But Ifeoma was not ready to listen. Her jealousy had taken deep root, and she was determined to see her plan through. She continued to spread lies about Amaka, hoping to see her sister fall from grace. As the day of the award ceremony approached, the tension in the family grew. Amaka tried to focus on the positive, but the constant whispers and suspicious glances from others made her anxious. She felt isolated and confused, not knowing who to trust. On the day of the event, the family gathered once again. This time, there was a sense of unease lingering in the atmosphere. Ifeoma watched as Amaka prepared for the ceremony, feeling a twisted sense of satisfaction. She believed that she was finally going to get the recognition she deserved. As Amaka stood on stage to receive her award, a voice from the crowd shouted, "She doesn't deserve it! She's a cheater!" The room fell silent and all eyes turned to the source of the accusation. It was one of their cousins, repeating the rumors that Ifeoma had started. Amaka's face turned pale and she looked around in shock. Tears welled up in her eyes as she tried to defend herself. "That's not true. I have always worked hard and been honest. I don't know why anyone would say such things about me." The crowd murmured, unsure of what to believe. The ceremony came to an abrupt halt and the family retreated to their home, the atmosphere heavy with tension. Back at home, Mama Jaja gathered the family in the living room. She had heard enough of the rumors and decided it was time to address the issue head-on. "Ifeoma, do you know anything about these accusations?" she asked, her voice calm but firm. Ifeoma looked down, unable to meet her grandmother's gaze. She knew that the moment of truth had arrived and there was no turning back. "Yes, Mama Jaja. I started the rumors. I was jealous of Amaka and wanted to hurt her." The room fell silent as the family processed Ifeoma's confession. Amaka stared at her sister, her eyes filled with a mix of hurt and disbelief. "Why, Ifeoma? I have always loved and supported you. Why would you do this to me?" Ifeoma felt a pang of guilt, but also a sense of relief that her secret was finally out. "I was tired of being in your shadow, Amaka. I wanted to be seen and appreciated too. I thought that by bringing you down, I could finally have my moment." Mama Jaja shook her head sadly. "Ifeoma, envy has blinded you. Instead of finding your own path and seeking your own success, you chose to harm your sister. This is not the way to find happiness." The family was deeply affected by the revelation. Trust was broken, and the once close bond between the sisters was shattered. Ifeoma realized the gravity of her actions and the pain she had caused. She felt lost and alone, unsure of how to make things right. The days following Ifeoma's confession were filled with tension and sadness. The family struggled to come to terms with the betrayal. Amaka felt a deep sense of hurt and betrayal. She avoided Ifeoma, finding it difficult to forgive her sister. Ifeoma, on the other hand, felt the weight of her actions. She knew she had made a terrible mistake and desperately wanted to make amends, but she didn't know where to start. She felt isolated as the family members were hesitant to approach her. Mama Jaja observed the turmoil within the family. She knew that the healing would take time, but she believed that forgiveness and understanding were possible. She decided to speak with Ifeoma, hoping to guide her towards redemption. One evening, Mama Jaja found Ifeoma sitting alone in the garden, tears streaming down her face. She sat beside her granddaughter and gently placed her hand on her shoulder. "Ifeoma, my dear, I know you are hurting, but you must find the strength to seek forgiveness and make things right." Ifeoma looked up at her grandmother, her eyes filled with regret. "I don't know how, Mama Jaja. I've hurt Amaka so much. How can I ever make up for what I've done?" Mama Jaja sighed. "The first step is to acknowledge your mistakes and sincerely apologize. You must show Amaka that you are truly sorry and willing to change. It won't be easy, but it's the only way to rebuild trust. Ifeoma nodded, taking her grandmother's words to heart. She knew that she had a long journey ahead of her, but she was determined to make things right. The next morning, she approached Amaka with a heavy heart. "Amaka, can we talk?" Ifeoma asked, her voice trembling. Amaka looked at her sister, still feeling the sting of betrayal, but she nodded, willing to hear what Ifeoma had to say. "Okay, Ifeoma, let's talk." Ifeoma took a deep breath. I am so sorry for everything I've done. I was blinded by jealousy and acted out of spite. I never meant to hurt you this deeply. Please forgive me." Amaka listened, her emotions conflicted. She could see the sincerity in Ifeoma's eyes, but the pain was still fresh. "Ifeoma, what you did hurts me more than you can imagine. It's going to take time for me to trust you again, but I appreciate your apology." Ifeoma nodded, understanding that forgiveness would not come easily. I know, Amaka. I am willing to do whatever it takes to make things right. I want to earn your trust back and show you that I can change." Amaka sighed, feeling a glimmer of hope. "We can start with small steps, Ifeoma. It's going to be a long journey, but I'm willing to try if you are." The family decided to hold a meeting to address the betrayal and discuss the path forward. Mama Jaja gathered everyone in the living room, the atmosphere tense but filled with a sense of hope. Mama Jaja began. "We are a family, and families face challenges together. Ifeoma has admitted her mistakes and is seeking forgiveness. It is up to us to decide how we move forward." Ifeoma stood up, her hands trembling. I want to apologize to all of you. My actions were driven by envy and insecurity. I am deeply sorry for the pain I have caused. I want to make things right and be a better person." The family members listened, their expressions a mix of anger, sadness, and compassion. Amaka was the first to speak. "Ifeoma, your actions hurt me deeply, but I believe in second chances. I'm willing to work towards rebuilding our relationship if you are truly committed to change." Ifeoma nodded, tears in her eyes. "Thank you, Amaka. I promise to do everything I can to earn your trust back." Their parents, who had been silent until now, finally spoke. "Ifeoma, we are disappointed by your actions, but we also love you. We want to see our family united again. We will support you in your journey towards redemption." With the family's support, Ifeoma began to take concrete steps to make amends. She volunteered to help Amaka with her projects, showing her dedication to change. She also sought guidance from Mama Jaja, who provided wisdom and encouragement. One day, while working together on a project, Amaka and Ifeoma had a heart-to-heart conversation. "Ifeoma, I can see that you are trying hard to change. It means a lot to me," Amaka said, her voice soft. Ifeoma smiled, feeling a sense of hope. "I am, Amaka. I want us to be close again. I know it will take time, but I am committed to making things right." Amaka nodded, feeling a sense of relief. "We will get there, Ifeoma. Together, we can heal and become stronger." The turning point came during another significant family event. This time, it was a celebration of Mama Jaja's birthday. The entire family and many villagers gathered to honor the wise matriarch. There was a sense of joy and unity in the air, but also a lingering tension from the past events. During the celebration, Ifeoma stood up to make a speech. She felt nervous but determined. Today, we celebrate the wisdom and love of Mama Jaja. She has always guided us with her kind heart. I also want to take this moment to publicly apologize to my sister Amaka. The crowd fell silent, all eyes on Ifeoma. Amaka, I hurt you deeply with my actions. I spread lies and tried to bring you down because of my own insecurities. I am truly sorry. You're an amazing sister, and I'm proud of you. I hope you can find it in your heart to forgive me. Amaka, moved by Ifeoma's heartfelt apology, stood up and embraced her sister. I forgive you, Ifeoma. Let's put the past behind us and move forward together. The crowd erupted in applause, and the family members felt a sense of relief and joy. The healing process had begun, and the bond between the sisters was slowly being restored. As the celebration continued, Mama Jaja spoke to Ifeoma and Amaka privately. I'm proud of both of you. Forgiveness and understanding are the keys to a strong family. Always remember to support each other and cherish the bond you share. Ifeoma and Amaka nodded, feeling a renewed sense of commitment to their family and each other. They knew that the journey ahead would not be easy, but they were ready to face it together. In the months that followed, the family worked hard to rebuild trust and understanding. Ifeoma continued to show her dedication to change, and Amaka supported her every step of the way. The bond between the sisters grew stronger, and they found new ways to connect and support each other. Mama Jaja's wisdom guided the family through this challenging time. She encouraged open communication and forgiveness, reminding everyone that love and understanding were the foundations of a strong family. The family's efforts paid off, and the tension that once divided them began to fade. The village also noticed the positive changes within the family. The story of Ifeoma and Amaka's reconciliation became an inspiration for others who were struggling with their own conflicts. The sisters' journey towards forgiveness and understanding showed that it was possible to heal and rebuild even after the deepest betrayals. One day, while sitting together under the shade of a large tree, Amaka turned to Ifeoma. Ifeoma, I'm proud of the progress we've made. We have come a long way, and I'm grateful for your efforts to change. Ifeoma smiled, feeling a sense of peace she hadn't felt in a long time. Thank you, Amaka. I am grateful for your forgiveness and support. I promise to continue being the best sister I can be. As they sat together, Mama Jaja joined them, her heart filled with pride and joy. You two have shown great strength and resilience. Always remember to cherish each other and the love that binds us as a family. With those words, the sisters knew that they had truly begun a new chapter in their lives. They had faced the darkness of envy and betrayal and emerged stronger and more united. And so, the family thrived, their hearts filled with love and hope for the future. They knew that, no matter what challenges came their way, they would face them together, guided by the wisdom and love